Like an artist before his creations, Patrick Roger meticulously checks each detail of his exhibition. In her chocolate shop in the upscale neighborhoods of Paris, it feels like stepping into a contemporary art gallery. With monumental chocolates, like this array of giant handcrafted eggs adorned with gold leaf. Chocolates with a message, like these tribute slabs to May 68, all while loving pralines. And star chocolates such as the Amazon, combining chocolate, caramel, and lime. High-fashion pastry creations, the great pride and joy of its talented creator.
It's truly magnificent. And each chocolate is like a real painting. No two are the same.
Avant-garde in pastry design, he is also a true taste fanatic who can consume up to 100 chocolates a day in order to test his creations.
I spend all my time eating, and 100 isn't much. Every 5 minutes at the most. It goes by quickly.
Is it work or joy for these guys to eat chocolate?
It must be all about enjoyment. And if I have the slightest doubt, when I taste something, we throw out the whole batch or whatever.
A requirement that has made the chocolatier the rising star of his profession. In his 5 Parisian shops, fans jostle to purchase assortments that cost between 20 and 100 euros. Like this couple who became addicted. I have to eat a lot of chocolate from...
Yes, that's absolutely all there is to it. There you have it. It's genuinely a wonderful thing. And then we eventually end up with... No, that's not it. Like a drug. Ah, that's the one that has so much. It was an aphrodisiac. But always, always. It makes you feel edgy, exciting, not too bad.
Using it as an aphrodisiac?
Eh?
As aphrodisiac?
No, not for me.
In the ranks of great French chocolatiers, he stands out as an original. His first love was motorcycles. He arrives in Sceaux, in the Paris suburbs, at full speed each morning. Do you feel yourself managing to keep up with this kind of brisk pace?
Well, yeah, it goes fast. It goes fast, it goes fast, it goes fast. It goes fast. All right, I invite you.
A man in a hurry who dreams big, very big. Thanks to the success of his shops, banks have lent him several million euros to build the ultimate laboratories. An old print shop converted into a high-end chocolate factory. A designer decor, 700 square meters fully air-conditioned for cacao preservation. And 8 employees who produce 6 million chocolates a year in a completely artisanal way. Named Best Craftsman of France in 2000, the boss works hands-on daily. His recipes are often classic dishes with a twist, like his orange peels coated in cocoa. But there are also original creations. The famous Amazon, for example, which requires 25 steps to assemble cocoa, caramel, and lime. And for each recipe, everything starts with a rigorous selection of ingredients. At a quick pace, the chocolatier personally receives his latest delivery. 130 kilograms of lime.
It's Brazil, you know. The limes there are definitely much juicier and tastier.
Patrick Roger buys them exclusively from one of the best Brazilian producers.
We'll choose the product where it is truly the best option. If it's in Iran, then we'll go there. For specific types of pistachios, we require those that are sourced from Iran. It's not easy, but they have to come. We'll take them here. They're extraordinary. Lemongrass blended with peppermint, tomorrow in the morning.
These recipes, these manufacturing secrets, Patrick Roger developed them from adolescence, far from Sceaux and his luxurious laboratory. That day, he takes us to where it all began. By helicopter. For a year now, the chocolatier has been taking flying lessons. An initially unreachable dream for this baker's son, born 41 years ago in a small village, 200 kilometers away from Paris. Arriving from the sky, it's a bit like the prodigal son reuniting with his former neighbors and his parents, now retired.
Mother. Yes, indeed. Well, all right then. That seems quite okay.
Young Patrick grew up in the heart of the village, in the small family bakery. The shop is closed today, but his parents still live in the house behind their old store. At 16, as an average student, their son begins his apprenticeship in pastry. He then discovers a passion for chocolate, and it's at his parents' he makes his first recipes.
I had a formica table. A formica table like this. Add the extensions. And like this, place the chocolates on it. There you go.
Are you reviewing making these chocolates on the table, Mom?
Yes, yes, yes. And then the dad who respected. Are you paying attention? Because here, we're going to die.
As he was a bit in the way in the kitchen, his parents set up his first laboratory in the attic.
Attention.
We are quite far away from the high-end chocolate shop in Sceaux.
The first laboratory, the real one.
Yet it was in this 4-square-meter closet that he created the chocolates that would later bring him success, like the Amazon. Sourcing each ingredient then was a challenge.
We'd drive to Château d'Un, 25 kilometers away, to get 8 or 10 limes if we found them. We had to make the 50-kilometer return trip just to whip up a small batch of lime or lime caramel ganache. It was incredibly hard because sourcing the ingredients, raw materials, here was quite a struggle. But from the moment you are good here and strong here, then you can go all over the world.
For many years, the apprentice worked tirelessly in that small room. On the wall, there are still his first recipe drafts, his first sketches. 20 years later, his laboratory can produce nearly 15,000 Amazons per day. And the chocolatier hasn't lost any of his high standards. He personally oversees each of the 25 steps of the recipe, starting with the zesting of the lemons. Because the final acidity of the chocolate depends on this seemingly simple operation.
It's really important not to bite too deeply into the lemon. You should only take the outermost layer and be sure to avoid the white part. If we start to get into this white part, it becomes bitter and it's not good.
The taste of chocolate. It starts with how we grate this lemon.
Oh yes, he's definitely present right there and it's crucial. From that point onwards, everything hinges on the process involved. And undeniably, that is essential.
Even in 15 years, I'm still here. They'll still come to see how I'm doing.
The zest is then incorporated into the lemon juice and then mixed with the homemade caramel. Exact proportions remain secret. In the pot, taste's alchemy unfolds.
Now it's beginning to look really beautiful. The fruit will also help to significantly tone down the sweetness of the caramel. That's what adds balance and precision to the taste.
And for the design, surprise, the green appearance of the chocolate doesn't come from the lemon, but from 4 successive layers of colored cocoa butter sprayed onto its molds. The 5th layer is made of white chocolate. Then, and only at the end, the dark chocolate comes, which will create the shell. A mix of 7 cocoa types from Madagascar and Ecuador. The chocolate factory sources from 30 countries in total. Once hardened, the shell is filled with the lime caramel mixture. And after a night of resting, it's time for unmolding. The 15,000 chocolates will be sold for €2 each in the store, and the whole stock can sell out in 3 days, at Christmas or Easter. Cocoa aesthete, Patrick Roger first fell in love with the material before taking an interest in the taste. And his laboratory also functions as his sculptor's workshop space. That day, he is refining his giant 100% chocolate cubes, an abstract representation of intertwined elephants. By hand, with a knife, with a brush. It takes him 8 days to create each of his 300-kilogram pieces. Neither sold nor eaten, they will be used as decorations for the shops. A matter of image and passion. For 25 years, the sculptor has been learning to tame the material of chocolate.
It's something that is neither hard nor soft. It isn't stone, it isn't earth, and it certainly isn't clay. It constantly cracks all over. It's an incredibly lively and dynamic material indeed. I realized that with this subject, it's more like the subject understood what it could make of me.
Over time, the artist has built up a true museum. His works are everywhere in the lab. Masterful work for this composition of 7 characters. Coquettish sculpture, special for Valentine's Day. Or historical, with this Berlin Wall. Projects, the chocolatier still has plenty in mind. And he just embarked on a new challenge. Brussels, in Belgium, the capital of high-end chocolate. Leonidas, Marcolini, or Godiva. All the big names have shops here. Patrick Roger will soon have his first abroad. Most famous chocolatiers nearby have moved from craft to industry, with outputs up to 100 times more than his. These gigantic giants don't faze him.
We might have a small economic role, a very small one. Maybe we will have a big role in terms of visibility. It's possible, and definitely taste above all. I think in terms of taste, we have a lot to offer.
To establish himself in Belgium, he spared nothing. He picked a shop on Place des Grands Sablons, one of Brussels' upscale areas. He is going to move into this listed 15th century building. The new tenant already has the keys. He still has to renovate this old inn from the Middle Ages. Months of work and an investment of 700,000 euros. And the baker's son, who has become a skilled chocolate maker, has not finished growing. He is hopeful about opening his next stores in New York and Tokyo.